Alright, so we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and in today's video we are going to be checking out the Super Saiyan Trunks and BROLY, because if you guys aren't aware, they did release on JP Dokkan, I think a couple days ago at this point. So, I'm a little late to the showcase, but I still did want to check them out, because as a unit, they're actually very impressive. They've got built-in crits, they've got built-in additionals, they even have some damage reduction built in, which, as most of you know, damage reduction is pretty good in this game right now. So, as a TUR, they're going to be very impressive, but then you've got to keep in mind, they are going to awaken into an LR. We did just get the awakening for the TUR. So first we had this SSR TEQ Trunks, which global, we should be getting this guy within the next month or two. And then about a month and a half later, or like 2 months later, we're then going to get the TUR for the Super Saiyan Trunks and BROLY, who, again, we're going to be showcasing in today's video. So this is the team we're running him on. I mean, it's alright. He's got a 200% leader skill. We got a couple good linking partners for him. And also we've got some support. So this should be pretty alright for him. But it depends what our rotations are looking like. Okay. Actually, not bad rotations. We got him on the first turn. The Super Saiyan 3 Bardock is going to link pretty well with him and also give him a reasonable attack buff. So I did want to make sure that I had him on the team. Yeah, I guess we could just talk over this. This doesn't matter. I would play it, but I'm sure you guys have seen it a million times. Vegeta and Trunks, man. With Worldwide Download Celebration, their use skyrocketed. I'm sure all of you are using them on most of your teams now because next to pretty much any unit from the new Worldwide Download Celebration, they're going to look really good, especially because they're geared towards slot 1, and then, you know, you can just really throw whatever unit in slot 2. So, okay, on this turn right here, we are going to have 3 out of 7 links. So, one thing to keep in mind, the Trunks and the BROLY are missing a link, obviously, because when they awaken, they're going to get legendary power. So, you know, it's more proof they're going to awaken into an LR, but it's not the biggest deal as of now, because, you know, they're a TUR, so we know they're going to get that extra link. We do have the support from the Super Saiyan 3 Bardock, so keep that in mind. Alright, let me explain. 96k defense sucks, but let me explain. First off, we have no defensive support. I know support isn't really something you should be relying on for a unit, but just keep in mind, we have no defensive support. Second off, he's going to awaken into an LR, so this start of turn defensive stat will get better. Third, he doesn't have all of his links active, so obviously Shocking Speed is going to give him a little bit of defense. I think Saiyan Lineage also gives him a little bit of defense, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 5%. So between Shocking Speed and then this Saiyan Lineage, he's missing 10% defense. So there's a little bit of stats missing right here, and with that extra defense, we would be over 100k. So this isn't like the best turn for him in terms of links, but I guess this is pretty realistic. And because 97k defense start of turn, that does go to show you, turn 1, it can be a little rough for him. Or not even turn 1, because he doesn't build up at all. So just throughout the whole fight, in slot 1, like, he's going to be horrible. You can't run him in slot 1, because the attacks he takes before he supers, no. Just no. You're going to get obliterated. So you got to make sure you get your supers off with him first, because actually we can just go ahead and go over his kit right now. He does get a lot of stats on super. So first off, he does get 30% attack and defense when performing a super on his actual super attack effect, so that definitely is very good. We like it when units get defense on super, let alone attack and defense. So I would say just from him getting defense on super, I don't know, I was going to say go full additionals, or at least give him some additional and then maybe some dodge if you want, because he already has that built-in crit, so I don't really think crits are that necessary for this guy, especially considering he is tech as well, so he's got the base 5 crit also. But maybe wait. Maybe just hold off a little, wait till his LR, like, details get revealed, because for all we know, his LR kit could be 70% chance to dodge, and then, you know, 8% chance to dodge to all allies, and then he gets an additional 30% chance to dodge on super, so then he's got 100% chance to dodge, like, in slot 2. And if that is the case, obviously, you're probably not going to want to go full dodge with him, because then he's already going to be dodging so much, so you could give him some additionals, maybe a little bit of crits as well, just to increase the odds of that. But I think it's safe to say that's not going to happen with his LR. So if you want to go a mix of crits and additionals, no, not crits and additionals, sorry. If you want to go a mix of additionals and then dodge, I think that's the safest play for him. Because like I said, he does have a medium chance to crit just in his kit, just for free. So then with his LR, they're probably going to bump that up to a high chance to crit. So then he already has a high chance to crit just all the time. And then you could obviously rely on your hidden potential system additionals and then your hidden potential system dodge. Which, speaking of additionals, he does still have built-in additionals, so on a good turn, I think you could get 4 supers. We could check really quick. So he launches an additional that is a medium chance of becoming a super, just for free, so obviously that's very good, especially considering he does get defense on super. So then that just by itself makes it to where he can do 3 supers in a rotation, which is giving him 3 30% defense buffs on that super attack effect. So on a turn like this, what? We'd be, I think, 300k defense if we got the triple super. But keep in mind, that's like perfect RNG, and obviously you're not always going to get that. But then this guy does also get another 30% attack and defense when performing a super in his actual passive. So technically he's getting 4 30% defense and buffs, which then would get him closer to like 400k defense. And then, because that wasn't enough for a free-to-play TUR that's going to awaken into an LR, if HP is 50% or more when launching a super attack, he gets another additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super. So then you could do potentially, 4 supers in a turn. I mean, that's pretty good, right? So you've got your 1 super, your first super you get from getting 12 key. You've got the additional super, just for free, launches an additional that has a medium chance of becoming a super. And then we have that other super attack that he gets when HP is 50% or more. And then also, if HP is 50% or below when launching a super attack, he gets a 20% chance to crit, and then 31% attack and defense, and 8% damage reduction with every super attack performed. So if you're above 50% HP, you have that additional, which is going to give you some more defense. But then if you're below 50% HP, you've got the extra crit chance, and then you've got the extra 31% attack and defense, and then, which is a big thing, 8% damage reduction per super attack performed. And like we said, you can get up to 4 supers in a rotation with perfect RNG. So then with that, what's 8 times 4? Well, 16 plus 16. I think it's 32. So you're getting 32% damage reduction. And then like we said, with 4 supers, you could be pushing 400k defense. So that's not great, because that's still death in a lot of these events. But maybe from normals, maybe from a type advantage super attack from a not hard hitting enemy, or at least an enemy who hits for like maybe 1 million, you might be able to survive. So that's what I'm saying. There is use for this guy, which is saying a lot, because he's a TUR that's gonna awaken into an LR. So overall, I am pretty impressed with him. He could have been maybe a little bit better, but he will get better when he awakens into an LR. And then if Dokkan decides to do that weird thing where they easy A unit right on release, then obviously he'll get his LR, and then they'll probably easy A him, which I hate it when they do that. I hope they easy A him, years from now, because I'd like the like more gap in time with content. Like, I know why they easy A units first thing. It's so they have more content for the celebration, but I don't know, man. I see it as kind of lazy, and also you could save some content for yourself later down the line. So I don't really know why they don't do that, but anyway, we're going to go ahead and call it here. We got a good turn for him. We got 5 out of 7 links active, or I guess 5 out of 6 links active. We're at 90k defense. So, like I said, he doesn't build up or anything, so his performance right here will be the same throughout the fight. So, I guess we can go ahead and cut to the difficult event test. I'm assuming I'll bring him versus Omega Shenron, but it's going to be a bitch to get him to that final phase, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and cut to the Omega Shenron fight. It's going to be fun. Alright, so we're here fighting Red Zone BROLY. I have no idea why I thought the Omega Shenron fight was AGL in final phase, so it's completely wrong with that. So I decided we could just bring him versus BROLY, because type disadvantage? Nah, I don't think this guy's going to be able to put any work in whatsoever. So because we're fighting BROLY, we have type advantage. We're going to throw him in slot 1. He is taking a couple of attacks before he supers, and then obviously he's taking a lot of attacks after he supers. So this would be a good showcase for him. We don't have any items activated, and we are going to die first thing. Okay. Well, hey, man. It's a realistic turn. No items. I don't even think we have any support, so this is going to happen to you sometimes. Yeah, 132k. Let's cut back and see how much he's taken from normals after he supers, but that is a little bit of damage. Dude, like I said, this guy gets a lot of defense on super, so this could lead you to maybe want to throw him in slot 2 and 3 a lot more often than slot 1. But I guess it just depends on what happens with his LR. Hopefully with his LR, he gets some kind of mechanic that makes him good for slot 1. Because as we've established, right now, slot 1 isn't necessarily the best for him. Alright, so we're here fighting Red Zone BROLY once again. Now we've got a pretty good turn right here. I would throw the Trunks and BROLY in slot 1, but they're going to die. As we learned, they just cannot take the normals before they super. 97k defense. We don't have any support. We have 3 out of 7 links active. Not the worst turn. considering we get all the stats on super. And I think we should be able to tank double digits here. So we don't have the damage reduction part of his kit activated because we are not below 30% HP, or not below 50% HP. But we should still be able to tank these normals right here. Yeah, it really depends though. If we get lucky with the additionals, I think we can tank it. But if we take a super also, I'm pretty sure that's going to kill us. Because before, what, it did about 500k? We were at basically 500k HP. So this could one-shot us, or we could look amazing and survive it. Okay, that's what we like to see. Have the Vegeta and Trunks get super, not the Broly and Trunks. But Broly and Trunks, if they have their damage reduction activated, I think they could easily tank the super for double digits. If you get lucky with the quadruple super, and again, you've got that 8% damage reduction thing activated when HP is 50% or below, then you're cooking, really. But most of the time, you're probably not going to have that activated. So right here, unfortunately, we don't have it activated. Not a single additional super, all normals. Okay, so we did take 67k from that normal. That's alright. If we got lucky with the additional supers, we probably would have tanked double digits. But overall, I guess he's looking alright. He's got type advantage in here, so you got to keep that in mind. We don't have the damage reduction activated, though, so that's another thing you got to keep in mind. So I would say, all things considered, he looks alright. Ooh. I was going to cut to the unit breakdown, but you know what? Let's play this. Let's play this rotation out. We could cook right here. We could cook. Watch Fusion Zamasu just obliterate the enemy right here. So I think he's fully built up, and we have 4 out of 7 links activated. This is going to be a good turn. And then in LR Goku Black, don't sleep on him either. He's finna do like a 10 million. At 15.9. Alright, if we crit, or if we get a couple crits right here, then we should be able to kill. Okay, no additional super. We did crit, though, for a good amount of damage. 9.5 on the 12 key. That's pretty impressive. So Goku Black, this guy right here, the LR one, I didn't really use him that much. So I was under the impression he was a little bit worse than he was. But this guy is actually really good. Especially with him getting the triple super somewhat frequently. And then getting all the defense on those supers. And then, you know, him obviously doing insane damage. He could be pretty impressive. Okay, don't kill. Because then if this guy doesn't kill, we can get another rotation with the Trunks and Broly. Whatever. We still saw them look pretty impressive in this fight anyway, so it's alright. Alright, well, we never really get to see this Trunks kill, so I guess it's good we got that. I guess that pretty much has been the Red Zone Broly test, so let's go ahead and cut to the unit breakdown. Alright, so here we have Solid Saiyan Power, Super Saiyan Trunks Teen, and then Super Saiyan Broly. So starting off with our leader skill, it is Time Traveler's category Key +2, HP and attack and defense +50%. Now, when they get their awakening to an LR, that's probably going to go to Time Traveler's category Key +3, and then HP and attack and defense +100%. Not really the best leader skill. Even when these guys get their awakening into an LR, you can see right here, there's just straight up better Time Traveler's lead. We've got the Trunks, who we used in this video. He's just a straight Time Traveler's lead for 200%, so already that makes him a way better lead. You've got Hearts, who's a pretty good Extreme Class lead for Time Travelers if you're running a majority Extreme Class team. You've got this Goku Black, who's definitely lacking in terms of his performance, but his leader skill is very good and a lot better than, you know, these guys. And then also there's a couple leads down here. You got this Bojack, who's going to Easy A soon. These guys who already got their Easy A, they're not really amazing, but they're still a better lead than these guys. So I recommend not bringing the Trunks and Broly as a lead for Time Travelers, but maybe for free to play, if you're really new to the game, there might be some use for that leader skill. And then their passive is that they get 80% attack and defense. They launch an additional that has a medium chance of becoming a super attack. They have a medium chance to perform a critical hit, and then they get an additional 30% attack and defense when performing a super. They get another additional attack that has a medium chance of becoming a super when HP is 50% or more when performing a super attack. And then they get a chance of performing a critical hit plus 20% when HP is 50% or less when attacking. And then they get an additional 31% attack and defense, and then 8% damage reduction within the same turn per super attack performed. So there's one thing I'm not 100% sure on with this unit. In the video, I said you have to be below 50% HP to get the damage reduction plus 8% per super attack performed. I don't know if that's true, because here you see this little like hyphen, I forget what this is called, that kind of separates both of these things. So you might need to be below 50% HP to get the 8% damage reduction. You might not be. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we'll just play it safe and say you do have to be below 50% HP, which if that is the case, it's not amazing. It's kind of a rough condition, but when he awakens into an LR, hopefully they make that a little easier to get. But then if you do get it just all the time in general, and you don't have to be below 50% HP, then that's really good because, you know, he's always going to get that, obviously. So the damage reduction will be pretty nice. And then his link set is Sand Warrior Race, the Sand Lineage, Shocking Speed, Prepared for Battle, Super Saiyan, and then Shattering the Limit. So pretty good link set, actually, considering he's free to play. And then his categories are Full Power, Time Travelers, Joined Forces, Super Saiyans, Connected Hope, and Trusted Will, and then Power of Wishes. So again, pretty good category set considering he's free to play, right? So I guess that pretty much has been the video. Let me know what you guys are thinking of him down in the comments. And let me know what you guys want him to look like when he awakens into an LR and who you want to be in his actual card when he awakens into an LR. I'm assuming it's going to go up to like maybe like a Super Trunks and then a legendary Super Saiyan Broly or something like that. But maybe they'll want to incorporate, you know, Goku, Vegeta, Nappa, Paragus, Raditz, all these other characters. But I don't know, man. It's a Dokkan what if card. Dokkan's never done this in the past. So we're kind of just taking a shot in the dark when we're like guessing what the kit is actually going to be and who's going to be in the card. So once again, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.